Hello and welcome to this video, locating and fulfilling your assignment, discovering the essence of your life by asking and answering 8 key questions. You see, many people are not fulfilled in life because they do not have an understanding of who they are or what their calling or their assignment in life is. And that's a very precarious situation to be in. That's why we are on this journey together. This program, which is an extension of the book with the same title, Locating and Fulfilling Your Assignment, is designed to encourage, to equip, and empower you as a believer so that you are securing your identity, you know what your assignment in life is, and you're able to channel your passion towards fulfilling your assignment by asking and answering those 8 key questions as well. Now, the book upon which this program is based on, the book which is available in various formats, is designed to be a godly guide to help you to follow to identify your assignment so that indeed you can fulfill it and be all that God has called you to be. So I want to encourage you, get a hold of that book if you have not done so already. Well, let's dive in.
See the light of a new day dawning. Feel the love from a beating heart. Catch a ride to the top of the world. This is where we start. No, we can't make it last forever.
The purpose of the book I was talking about and this video that you are watching today is to open your eyes and to empower you to answer heaven's call, to inspire you to rise above the challenges of life so that you come out wiser, better, and stronger, because that is God's plan for you and for me as well. Now, let me tell you a story about myself. I believe that this story will really inspire you. I hope you are ready to listen to it. Sometime around 2015, 2016, during one of my devotional time, God started telling me and talking to me extensively about the call that He has placed upon my life, and He gave me the order of priority for fulfilling those calls. Now, I noticed that I was only fulfilling the number 3, the third one. The third of the 3 was what I was fulfilling. You know, the number 2, I barely touched it. You know what I mean? Sparingly, but number 1, I hardly touched it. You see, the number 1 call, I discovered that the number 1 call that God has placed upon my life is for me to teach. However, I was not even doing any teaching to start with. My environment did not give room for me to teach. Number 2, I had no room in my schedule because my schedule was already overloaded. And number 3, what am I going to teach? But then God led me that, of the 3 things in which He has called me to do, He told me and started giving me specific direction on how I can begin to fulfill the assignment that God gave me. And some of those things are what I'm going to be sharing with you today. Why am I sharing this with you today? I know that it will help you and to inspire you to fulfill all that God has called you to do. By the grace of God, now I am fulfilling that number 1, that top priority of teaching through my books and various radio broadcasts and podcasts and seminars and videos. I'm able to do that more, and I really thank God for that. And as a result of that, I'm experiencing fulfillment and satisfaction. You see, but the video today, which is a continuation of our conversation around the 8 key questions, the video today is designed to let you know what you need to do to take things to the next level. But let's do a recap of those 8 questions. Do you remember them? The first question is the what question, the purpose question. The second question is the why question. That's the motive question. The third one is the who of your assignment, which is the audience question. The fourth one is the where of your assignment. That's the location question. The fifth one is the when of your assignment, talking about the timing question. The sixth is the how of your assignment, which talks about the process question. The seventh is the now of your assignment, which talks about the action question. And the eighth is the aid question, the support required for you to fulfilling your purpose. Now, in the previous video that we had, in the last video, we focused on the fifth of the 8 questions. That is the when. And there were some things that we learned there. The first thing we learned in the previous video is that we don't have forever. And that is so true. We don't have forever to do the things that God has called us to do. The second thing that we learned is that there is an auspicious time to fulfill the assignment that God has given us to. Absolutely, there's an auspicious time for it. The third thing we learned is that we have to overcome procrastination in order to fulfill our assignment. So important. We said procrastination is a thief of time and the cancer of destiny fulfillment. And for us to be able to overcome procrastination, there were 3 ways in which we said we can do it. Number 1, set aside 15 minutes to review what you need to do. And during that 15 minutes, you can practice PDA, you can pray, you can think about it. The second thing you need to do is to make yourself accountable to someone. Tell them what your plan is. Tell them you are trying to overcome procrastination and what God has called you to do. Tell them to hold you accountable. The third thing is that when the time you have scheduled to do that particular action comes, drop everything you are doing and make sure you spend a minimum of 15 minutes on it as well. Hey, you can always refer back to the video so that you can refresh your memory on it. But this particular video, we're dealing with the 6th of the 8 assignment questions, the how, the process. Oh my goodness, this is very, very exciting. How can you fulfill your assignment? That is why the title of our conversation today is How to Fulfill Your Calling. But you know what? We're going to be going on a break very soon. But before we go on that break, I want to ask you 3 questions. Are you ready? Question number 1. Do you know what your calling in life is? Yes or no? Simple yes or no. Question number 2. If you do know what your calling in life is, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 meaning you have not even started at all, and 10 meaning you are fulfilling your call, how would you rate yourself in fulfilling your calling? How would you rate yourself in fulfilling your calling? Question number 3. What help do you need in order to fulfill your calling? We'll talk more about this after the break, so don't go away. Hello and thank you for your time. I hope you are finding this training program very, very useful for you in helping you to locate and fulfill your assignment as we go through the 8 key destiny questions, the 5 W's, HNS. I'm sure you're very used to that by now. Now, during this break, we thought we should just play you a sample of some manifestos of students who have graduated from this program. The whole point of this program is that at the end of it, you should be able to write out your own manifesto. Right at the beginning, we saw the manifesto of Jesus Christ, who I believe to be the greatest man who ever lived, based on the book of Luke chapter 4. And now we want to make sure that you are able to write your own manifesto. Just to help you in that particular process, we have some manifestos to show you. So on this particular video, you will listen to one, and then subsequent videos, there will be various other manifestos from different people from different walks of life to inspire you in being able to write yours. Let's get inspired by this manifesto.
I'm Uzoma Isiche, and God has blessed me with an amazingly unique combination of introverted skills to help people. I am confident that I will meet the right people. I have been created to elucidate, to make things clearer, to help people see things from a different point of view, and to encourage them to achieve their greatest potential. I am anointed to teach God's word and to authoritatively teach Black business owners how best to use social media to offer their products and services, gain more leads, and increase their brand awareness. I am particularly called to those based in the UK, but I know that God will increase this with time. When I speak to people, their visions will become sharper, their passion will be reignited, and there will be light where there was darkness. I'm created to be a blessing and to serve with all of my heart, all of my mind, and all of my body. God can trust me to generously disperse his riches across the earth according to his direction and his wisdom, so I am sensitive to his voice. As a teacher, I am constantly learning myself. I am passionate about discovering the wisdom of God necessary to realize my full purpose. I look forward to him revealing more and clarifying what he wants to do in me and through me. My prayer is that it becomes impossible to make a mistake as I go about this. But if and when I do, I am reminded that God's love for me is unconditional and that I am loved as his child and not because of what I do. I also believe that because of my love for God, all things will work together for my own good. I'm fully committed to fulfilling everything that I have been called to do. My future is bright and it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to what God is going to do to me, in me, and through me. I am always a work in progress, and I'm committed to not limiting God. I'm fully expectant that he will do more than I can ask or imagine according to his wondrous working power in me. I'm fully committed to leaving a legacy for generations yet to be born. I commit to making myself comfortable with being uncomfortable as God himself conforms me to his will for my life. It is my utmost desire that his name is glorified, and on my last day that all that he has put in me has been fully used for His honor. I recognize that this is a working document, and I'll continue to update it as God reveals it to me.
Welcome back. Let us look into the scripture. When you read the book of Matthew chapter 25 verses 14 to 30, and it's also in the book of Luke chapter 19 verses 11 to 27, we read about the parable of the profitable servant, or the parable of the minas. Now, in these two passages, it gives account of servants that their master invested resources in their care, went away. Now, some take a hold of those resources, they multiplied it, so that when they were giving their master a feedback, they had a profit to report. Now, there are those who did not put the resources to right use, and they were punished severely for it. Now, those who were able to multiply the resources given to them, they were rewarded for their work, and those who did not multiply the resources given to them, they were punished. Now, I want you and I to know that there are 5 key resources that God has given you and I towards fulfilling our assignment. I call them the 5 T's: your time, your talent, your thought, your treasures, and your trust. Trust talks about the relationship that you have. Now, going back to the 2 passages, when you read those 2 passages that I talked about earlier, 3 things is clear about those 2 passages, especially about the servants that were profitable. Number 1, they believed in their hearts that they are able to multiply the resources given to them. Number 2, they confessed it with their mouth. How do we know? Because for them to have done business and multiplied, they will have had to convince other people. Number 3, they acted with their hand because they did business with those resources. This is what I call the triangle of faith: heart, mouth, hand. Heart, mouth, hand. Now, let's come back to my own story. Remember, I shared that story earlier with you when we were talking about the 8 assignment question. I told you about the call that God placed upon my life. You know, it was so impossible for me to do it, but I believe in my heart. So you know what? I started thinking about how I can give. I started thinking about how I can fulfill that assignment, knowing that I need to give an assignment to God about it. So I look in the Bible, I look for destiny scriptures that had to do with me fulfilling that assignment, and that began to inspire me. The second thing was that the destiny scriptures I got in the Bible, I turned it into a daily confession, and I was using that to talk to God, to talk to myself, and talk to the relevant people. The fourth thing I did was that I now got to work. I rolled up my sleeves. When obstacles came, I pushed through it. And and by the grace of God, I'm teaching people all over the world with my training materials now, and I'm experiencing fulfillment, like I said earlier. What did I do? I implemented the triangle of faith. I believed in my heart, I confessed with my mouth, and I started acting with my hand. And that's what you need to do. That is the process of you fulfilling your destiny. Believe in your heart, confess with your mouth, and begin to act with your hand. And I look forward to connecting with you after the break as I wrap up this video. Welcome back. I hope you have been blessed as we continue our journey about locating and fulfilling your assignment. In summary, we've learned 3 things. We've learned about the triangle of faith. What's the triangle of faith? Is that for you to fulfill your assignment, you need to believe in your heart that you're able to do it. The second thing is that you need to be confessing it with your mouth. By confessing with your mouth, you're talking to God, you're talking to yourself, and you're talking to the relevant people. And the third thing is that you need to begin to act with your hand, because faith without corresponding action is dead. In closing this video, I want to encourage you to respond to the following questions and document your answers, because you're going to find it very useful. Number 1, what do you believe in your heart regarding your assignment that God has given you? And what are the processes that you need to take in fulfilling that assignment? Begin to write it down. For some of you, it might be to get more experience. It might be to enroll in further education. It might be to start a business. Write it down. Number 2, now continue to confess with your mouth. Write a daily confession based on the word of God regarding that assignment. Write that you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you, and therefore you reach the people you have been called to. You go through the processes. Write it down, because that begins to inspire you and awaken your spirit. The third thing you need to do is to create a plan of action for your assignment. The things that you need to do, write down the processes that you need to go through, the necessary action, because as you begin to do this, you begin to get much more clarity about what you need to do next and what's the next thing that you need to do. Now, I encourage you to keep a record of your responses. Keep it in a safe place. As you begin to write down, it gives you more and more clarity. I hope that this video so far is even giving you more clarity about what I call the process question about your assignment, the how question of your assignment. Now, If you have not done so already, I want to encourage you, grab a hold of the book that accompanies this video titled Locating and Fulfilling Your Assignment, because it gives you more in-depth information, more than even this video that you are watching. I hope you have found this useful, and I look forward to connecting with you in the next video. In the next video, guess what we're going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about the action question, the now of your assignment. My goodness. Do you see, our life does not change until we make a decision and take action, and that's what the next video is about. So don't miss it, and I look forward to connecting with you there. God bless you.